Hello, everybody, and welcome to Episode 2 of the CaliCriticCast. Today, I'm here with FilmRecall, and we're going to discuss our top 10 most anticipated films for the rest of 2011. Say hi, man.
Hey, what's up?
Alright, and so I'm going to start off with my number 10 choice, but first I have a lot of honorable mentions to give because this list was very difficult to do. My honorable mentions are The Iron Lady, which is the Margaret Thatcher biopic that stars Meryl Streep, The Muppets, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, Contagion, Moneyball, The Rum Diary, Melancholia, The Adventures of Tintin, and Warhorse. So yeah, that's a lot of honorable mentions right there.
Alright, well, my list has The Rome Diaries, Sherlock Holmes, Anonymous, The Thing prequel, and Drive.
Alright, nice. Alright, we're going to start off with number 10 right now. So my number 10 choice is a movie that not many people have heard of, but from the buzz that it's getting so far and that it premieres at Venice Film Festival on the 31st, I think, it's The Descendants, which is a George Clooney starring dramedy. It's from the director of Sideways, About Schmidt, and Election, Alexander Payne, and he's known for doing these dramedies that are very human, but they mix together the comedy and drama perfectly. I think it looks great. And George Clooney's just such a great actor that I know he's going to command this movie. But the fact that it's in Hawaii, which is my birthplace for one, and the fact that it's Alexander Payne doing his first movie since Sideways, I think it looks great.
I actually haven't heard of that one.
You haven't?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they put out the trailer for it about, I think sometime in July or mid-June they put out the trailer. You can find it online, just not many people know of it because it's from Fox Searchlight, and they do all those indie releases.
Oh, yeah, when's it released?
The movie releases on October 23rd, I think.
I'll have to look that one up. Alright, well, my number 10 is actually Real Steel, and I think Hugh Jackman's a pretty cool actor. And it may be Rock'em Sock'em Robots the movie, but I liked that game as a kid, and I thought it looked pretty cool. The visual effects look like they could be really good for it. I just think they gave a little bit away too much in the trailer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think they should have kept some of that under wraps, even though it looks like it could be pretty cliche.
Yeah, I think it looks okay. Like, it looks like a fun, guilty pleasure movie. I used to play Rock'em Sock'em Robots when I was a kid, too. And I really like Hugh Jackman, and Evangeline Lilly, she played Kate in Lost. I think she'll be decent in it, too. Just
Yeah.
the director of it, Sean Levy, he has kind of a very 50-50 track record.
Yeah, I mean, it could be terrible, but it looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah, you made a good point that the effects look pretty good for it, too. And my number 9 choice is one that I saw the trailer for a while ago. It's already premiered in a bunch of film festivals this year, and I am so psyched for it. Like, I think it could be one of the best independent movies of the year. That is Take Shelter. It's a movie that stars Michael Shannon as this Midwestern guy who begins having these visions of, like, these big storms that are coming, but it's, like, all in his vision. So he begins rebuilding the storm shelter outside his house, and he has to figure out, like, whether is he doing this for his own good or is he doing it for his family as well.
That sounds like a really cool movie.
Yeah, and several people, actually, I don't even know if many people have reviewed it so far, but a lot of the reviews in the trailer were saying that Michael Shannon could be a lock for a Best Actor nomination in it, too. It looks really intriguing.
I haven't seen the trailer for that one.
I'll give you the link for that later, then.
Yeah. My number 9 is for A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. I mean, it looks hilarious, but my only problem is I didn't really like the second movie that much.
Yeah, I know. The second one wasn't as good, really. I thought it was enjoyable at best. Like, I know, it could have been better. Like, they used the shock factor for humor a little bit too much in it. But
Yeah.
still, it was funny for what it is. Like, the reason those movies get on is because of the really good chemistry between John Cho and Cal Penn.
Yeah, they make the movie. I think the second one, it was kind of like The Hangover Part 2 for me. It, like, copied the first movie. I
Yeah,
thought
it
it copied
did a
the
little
first
bit.
movie too much. I mean, it was in a different setting and everything, but them, like, running into kind of similar characters.
Yeah, when they bring Neil Patrick Harris into the mix, though, it's always funny, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
But yeah, this one looks awesome, and especially the claymated scene.
yeah, oh yeah, that was one of my favorite parts. Like, do you watch Community at all or not?
I've seen the first few episodes of the first season.
Such a great show. It's probably the most underrated show that I have watched in my life because
Yeah, it is
it does
really
not
good.
get the audience it deserves.
It doesn't. It's not really talked about that much at all.
Yeah, but I went to Comic-Con actually when I saw the panel for that there. Like, that cast is amazing there, and like, you realize like how devoted the fan base is for that show there too.
There's a lot of yeah.
Alright,
But
my number 8 choice is one that I saw the preview for. It actually has the coolest looking poster out of all the other ones that I have on this list because of like the way it blends together two actors into it, and that's the Ides of March, that political thriller that is starring, directed by, produced by, and co-written by George Clooney, but also has Ryan Gosling playing the guy who's like the mastermind of his campaign, and like this one rival campaign manager played by Paul Giamatti is trying to turn on him because he says he has stuff about Clooney's governor character that can make him turn against him. Like, it looks really good, and it's based off of an award-winning play too.
that's another movie haven't heard of.
Yeah, you got to see the trailer for that because it's got an amazing cast. You got Clooney and Gosling, but then you have Marissa Tomei, Jeffrey Wright, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Evan Rachel Wood that are starring in it, and it looks like it's going to be one of the best political thrillers in years.
That sounds like a great cast. You said Giamatti's in it?
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's in it. Dude, I love Paul Giamatti.
I think he's really underrated.
Yeah, same. I've
He is
said
a
that
great
constantly.
actor.
Even when I did a Q&A video, I said I put him in a movie with Matt Damon and Robert De Niro if I would direct a movie. Like, that guy goes unnoticed in a lot of films. Like, I go as far as saying there's a movie that he starred in which he played a villain in. It was a Shoot 'Em Up.
Yeah, exactly.
He just blended together this dark comedy to his character, he was one of the most entertaining villains that I had seen.
Yeah, he makes a great bad guy. I just saw it for the first time in so long. It was just on TV. And have you seen Big Fat Liar?
Oh yeah, dude, that's one of my childhood favorites actually,
Yeah.
right there.
He was awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
All right, well, my number 8 is the Muppets movie.
I had that as an honorable mention.
Yeah, and I grew up with the Muppets, and I think it'll be cool to see them on the big screen again. But if any movie was going to have 3D in it, I think this should have.
You think it should have?
Yeah, I would have totally seen it in 3D. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, the Muppets gags would have been perfect for it.
Yeah, I used to watch the Muppets a lot when I was a kid. I kind of lost interest after a little while, but yeah, when it was on, I used to really enjoy it. And if you look up on all the sites where it shows up the cast, I think that movie is gonna set the world record for most cameos over funny people.
Oh, I know. There's so many people in that.
Okay, my number 7 choice is this sci-fi thriller from one of my favorite directors, and he goes very overlooked because he doesn't make that many movies, and that's In Time. It's a sci-fi thriller with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried, in which
Oh, yeah.
everyone doesn't age, but the only way that you can work, you have to work for time, and like the poor people are the first ones to die, kind of because they can't get enough time, and that looks really good. And Andrew Niccol, the director behind that, he's made some really great movies in his career. Like, I've never seen Simone or someone, or like S1 Moan. That's the title of it, actually. But he also did this one called Gattaca, which I heard is really good. I actually watched it, but I was like really young and I didn't really care for it. I really want to see it again. But this guy makes like really good sci-fi movies, and the themes in them are very human too. Like, they're very relatable to today's lives too.
Yeah, I actually had to watch Gattaca in biology class.
Dude, same.
And
I
I
did
thought it was
freshman
great.
year.
What'd you say?
I watched that movie in my freshman year too. Like, then again,
Yeah.
that's before my viewpoints on film really changed. That's because I wasn't into it. Like, when you have to watch movies in school, it's better to just watch them for the whole day if you can, because if you watch them in breaks, it kind of takes you out of the experience most of the time.
Yeah, we've had to split the movie up into 2 classes, but I thought that was probably the best movie I had to watch in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a lot of great performances in that one. And In Time, it looks like it'll have a lot of style to it, and I really dig the concept on that.
Yeah, and the budget is insane for that movie. It's like $125 or $100 million or so, even though it doesn't even look like they paid all that much for it. Like, maybe it was like to clear out busy areas of Los Angeles because that's where they did a ton of the filming. But there's one thing that's always interested me about it, and the fact that Olivia Wilde plays Justin Timberlake's mom, in which in real life I think Timberlake's like 5 years older than her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. It doesn't look like a very high budget movie.
Yeah, like the only thing that does is the fact that they have like the green neon effect on everyone's arms for like how much time they do have left. Otherwise, it doesn't look too out there. But here's the thing that's really also getting me into it, and that's Cillian Murphy, who's playing the villain in it. That guy is such a great actor.
Did you ever see Sunshine?
Okay, I watched about half of that movie, but all of a sudden when I was watching it, I started feeling so sick that I wasn't able to finish it. Like, I heard the way that movie goes on, like, towards the end, in which it just turns into a completely different movie by the end.
Yeah, I hated the ending. I thought the first half was just a great sci-fi film, and the last half, I just was really annoyed with it.
Yeah, I heard, like, critics complain that the last half or so, it turns into a slasher film, kind of.
It does.
Spoiler alert
it's like
for any of you who have not seen that.
I guess I won't say, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it for the good people that are listening to this.
Yeah, but yeah, it's completely different. But alright, my number 7 is another one of your mentions, and it's Ghost Protocol.
Mission Impossible 4.
I can't wait, yeah, Mission Impossible. And like I didn't really like the second one, but I love the first, and I even really like the third.
Yeah.
And this one just looks awesome.
Yeah, I'll be truthful, though, which, I bet not many people have known this, but I actually have never seen any of the Mission Impossible movies. I really want to, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't check out the second one, but, well, I mean, you can, but it's just not as good in my opinion.
Yeah, I know, that's kind of the most polarizing one. I know some people who defend the film saying that was, like, John Woo knew what he was doing with it, just making it an all-out action fest. And that's what a lot of people respected it for the ones I do know like it. But I don't know why people, like, would, like, kind of put it down. Just, I think you have your own reasons for that, though. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really have a true response to that.
Well, the time I saw it, I should probably see it again because I saw it really late at night, and I just thought it was kind of boring for an action movie.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll still
I
check it out
it
at some
really
point,
late
though.
At night, so.
Yeah, I'll still see it, though, because John Woo's one of the greatest action movie directors of all time. Like, if you see his old school Chinese or Hong Kong action movies like The Killer, A Better Tomorrow, and Hard Boiled, that's when he was in his prime.
Hard Boiled is one of the best action movies, hands down.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen The Killer, though.
Yeah, I actually own The Killer, and I still haven't watched it yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Alright, my number 6 choice is... This is one of 2 movies that I have on my list, actually, where they haven't even released the trailer yet for them, but they both look so good. In fact, they're number 6 and 5 on the list, but I'll go off with 6 first, of course, and that's Young Adult. It's Jason Reitman's newest movie.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Yeah, like, I follow IMDb and, like, Wikipedia to see, like, which directors have their latest projects on the line, and this one, let me look it up real quick. I'm gonna, like, type in the title of it real quick and see if I can IMDb it, because it has a good cast, and it's actually a reteaming of the Juno team. Diablo Cody's writing it, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen... Or, wait, yeah, Juno, I saw that. Never mind.
And it has a decent cast. Like, Charlize Theron's the lead in it, and she's good in just about everything she does. And then Patrick Wilson, who was in Insidious, and he played the Night Owl in Watchmen. He's also in it. And then it's narrated.
Insidious.
And then it's narrated by J.K. Simmons, who's in every one of his movies. That guy is another very underrated actor. But the fact that it's Jason Reitman, and I have not been disappointed by any of his movies. I love all of them, from Juno to Thank You for Smoking to Up in the Air. The guy has not disappointed me once yet.
Yeah, Up in the Air was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Thank You for Smoking is incredibly overlooked of his, though. It has probably what I think is Aaron Eckhart's greatest performance, too.
I still need to see that.
Yeah, it's funny. You really have to check that one out.
What's that other movie that's coming out that Diablo Cody wrote the script for?
Oh, like, I think it was a recent announcement for this one. It was, maybe it wasn't. Let me see real quick.
I know there's something, like, pretty big that she helped.
Alright, let me see what she's got. Oh, it was, I don't think I'm right when I say this, but was it Burlesque?
No,
Alright, good. Like,
I don't know.
I think it was the Evil Dead reboot.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know about that. I
I'm
love the
nervous
first Evil
about
Dead
that
so
movie.
much that I am not sure at all about that.
Yeah, did you see the first three movies?
Alright, I did not see Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness yet, but I love the first one. Like, the first one's one of the greatest horror comedies of all time that I've ever seen. Like, the only
Yeah,
movie that
same here.
really.
I think the scares really work for that movie.
Yeah, they do,
Like,
and
I mean, it's actually pretty scary, but it's really funny.
mm-hmm. It's just like there's one movie that released a few years ago that went very overlooked, in which it didn't do that well at the box office, and but critics praised it. That was James Gunn's Slither. That's like the best horror comedy since The Evil Dead, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love that movie. It like really captured that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, like Gunn was inspired by growing up with like Creature Fest and monster movie marathons when he was young, and he turned into that. Like there was a lot of Cronenberg style in that movie as well.
I thought it was really underrated.
Yeah, it is.
But Evil Dead 2 is definitely my favorite. Army of Darkness is pretty funny too.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell, you can never go wrong with that guy.
Have you seen his more straight to DVD movies?
No, I haven't. Like I watch him. The only thing I watch him today on is when I'm bored, I watch him on Burn Notice most of the time.
I've never seen Burn Notice.
It's an okay show. Like you kind of gotta keep track of it throughout all its seasons to like understand what's happening most of the time. But each episode's pretty much the same, in which he gets put up with well, he's really a secondary character in the show, but he's like the partner with the main character in it.
Alright. Yeah, I almost bought Breaking Bad, but
Oh,
I still haven't.
you should have. That's my favorite show in the world. Like
Yeah,
actually
there's
of
like
all
a deal
time.
at Target. It's like you can get seasons 1 and 2 for $30.
Yeah, and at Best Buy they're selling every season for $15. Like every season a piece for $15.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you only have to pay like 50 or so in the end.
I might do that.
Yeah, actually it's like an online thing I think, but maybe they are still doing it in stores, but they're having a huge online sale for it.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. So you're number 6?
My number 6 is for Warrior.
Oh, I'm seeing that not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am. I think that looks good, actually.
I think it looks really good. Tom Hardy looks like he'll give a great performance.
Yeah. But
And
the guy who plays his brother is a very underrated Aussie actor too, Joel Edgerton.
oh yeah, yep. I think the story looks good. The fighting looks awesome.
Yeah, and
But
the
once
fact
again, I think they give too much away in the trailer.
yeah,
It
true.
looks like they gave away the entire movie.
Yeah, the only
Like the
thing they
ending
gave
and
away
everything.
is which brother went. They didn't give away was which brother wins.
Yeah, but everything else, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
but
hoping I'm wrong though.
yeah, we'll see. Like I heard, some people have already reviewed it. Like this one guy I follow on Twitter, he saw it a few nights ago. He said it was like just as good as The Fighter, surprisingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which that's bold. That's a bold statement right there. But who knows? Maybe he could be right. I think it looks pretty good. Just the thing is, we've never had a true mixed martial arts movie that's really explored the sport itself. Like some
Yeah.
people say that Never Back Down did that, but that was pretty much street fighting for most of the time.
Yeah, I kind of actually like that movie as a guilty pleasure, but
Same.
like the fighting was cool, but
Yeah, same. I do as well.
everything else was really good.
In fact, I have a poster of that in my room because I got it my first year I went to Comic-Con.
Yeah, I need to go to Comic Con sometime.
Oh, you need to. Like, I already have several friends of mine off of YouTube who are, like, saying that I really want to get tickets next year, too. That way, like, we can, like, meet up, too.
Yeah,
Alright,
but yeah,
mine.
the Warrior just looks awesome. At one point, I thought that it could be a possible nomination
I heard
for
Nick
the
Nolte's
Oscars, but I'm
a
not sure
possible.
yet. It could be though.
Like, I know that none of the brothers are really, I heard, are potential Oscar frontrunners for their performances in this, but I heard Nick Nolte from critics said he might get a chance for a supporting actor.
Yeah, Nick Nolte's a great actor.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of like, however, his performances today, they remind me of Harrison Ford's grumpy shtick a little bit.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I was just watching Tropic Thunder with some of my friends yesterday, and that was kind of him, like that deep, gruff voice, like Harrison Ford's.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5. All right, we're in our top 5 now. My number 5 choice is for yet another movie that does not have a trailer yet, but it recently released its first photo, I think a week and a half ago or so, and that is Clint Eastwood's J. Edgar.
Yeah,
And
that looks great.
yeah, like I know they're not releasing anything yet, but I think the movie looks good. Like the creative team they have behind it is amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio, you can never go wrong with him starring in a
Exactly.
movie these days. And Clint Eastwood directing, in which his last movie I only saw half of, which was Hereafter. I didn't think it was all that good, really.
I never saw it. I kind of avoided it, but I'd see it sometime. I don't know. I didn't want to see it in theaters, really. But anything with Clint Eastwood attached to it, I'm interested in automatically.
Yeah, and Dustin Lance Black is right in there. That guy, he's hot off of that Best Original Screenplay Oscar he got for one of my favorite movies of the last decade, Milk.
I still haven't seen that one either.
Huh, man, another one you gotta see right there. Sean
I know
Penn
I have
winning
like
an
a
Oscar.
list now. All right, well, my number 5 is a movie you already saw, and it's 50-50.
Oh yeah, I promise I will stay out of this. You just say what you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I like any movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I still want to see Hesher, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That releases on DVD and September 13th, I think that goes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'll be renting that before I head off to college, but carry on.
Did you ever see Brick?
No, I'm gonna Netflix that soon, though.
Yeah, I bought it, and I still haven't watched it.
Alright,
But
so...
yeah, I'm just a little worried that, I don't mind a depressing movie, but I don't want to be totally depressed, for, 3 days after.
Alright, you just want a minor, like a very, very minor spoiler, or not?
I don't know.
Alright, well, I'll tell you, this won't ruin a lot of it at all, really. It's just something real minor. It's not too depressing. Like I said, if you saw my review of it, it's kind of
Yeah.
split in two. Like, the first half is mostly a comedy, and then the second half is different. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, you said it was 50-50 comedy and...
Yeah, like, it
Drama.
perfectly fits the term dramedy, but let me tell you, the first half of that movie is so funny. Especially
really?
the banter between Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was hilarious in it.
Yeah, I didn't know if Seth Rogen, if I'd be kind of tired of him, but yeah, I mean, if he's funny, then... when he's on his A game, he's hilarious.
Yeah, especially in an Apatow comedy.
Yeah, Knocked Up was just awesome.
Yeah, I just bought that on Blu-ray too, and I also bought Paul along with that too.
Yeah, I bought Knocked Up, but I haven't bought Paul yet.
Yeah, Paul was pretty good. Well,
Yeah, I saw it
especially
in
if you're a
theaters,
nerd.
but, yeah, I thought it was good. I was a little bit disappointed the first time, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think if I see it a second time though, because of how much of a nerd I am, especially for the fact that they have Comic-Con in that movie.
I loved all the references in that movie.
Yeah, here's something funny. Like, there were several people in my theater since I saw it in a theater that was about half an hour north of San Diego because I was in my old city, Carlsbad, for most of the day. What happened is when they got to the Comic-Con bit in the very beginning, people in my theater were cheering and fist pumping in the air when they saw Comic-Con.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like even little subtle references to E.T., which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I
thought
recently
those
just
parts
saw
were
E.T.
hilarious.
for the first time as well. I'm dead serious when I say that. I have never seen E.T. up until about last weekend or so.
What'd you think of it?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, it's just a classic.
Yeah, I know. I can see why people I have several people who say it's very overrated. Of course, it's dated in parts, but it's still it's a perfect portrayal of friendship, and the relationship between Elliot and E.T. is just it really hits home with you.
Yeah, the ending still makes me really sad.
Yeah, I almost got emotional at the end too.
And you still haven't seen Back to the Future?
Oh, no, I haven't. I was just
You need to get that.
Oh, I was hanging out with my friends yesterday for my birthday, and I think me and one of my other friend, we were the only two that have not seen any of the Back to the Future movies.
You need to see that.
I know.
I like them even more than E.T.
Yeah.
A lot more, I guess.
Alright, my number 4 choice is, for one, which the trailer was just released a few days ago, and I think if I get it right, it's also premiering at the Venice Film Festival, which starts not this week, but the week after, I think, and that's Roman Polanski's Carnage.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, they've just put out the trailer for that, and the cast for that is amazing. John C. Reilly, Jodie Foster paired up with each other, and then you have Christoph Waltz and Kate Winslet. I've read it's supposed to be a dramedy. Like, it's based off of a play, I think, too. But the fact that I heard it's a dramedy, it's interesting they say that because the trailer, when it gets up to the point where the parents meet each other for the first time, because it based off where their kids get in a fight with each other at school, and like you have these two different sets of parents meeting each other because of it. It looks super intense, and that's something that Polanski does a lot in his movies. He knows how to build tension better than anyone.
Yeah, I like Polanski a lot as a director, and I didn't know the trailer was released, but just the cast and him alone, I was pretty interested in it.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna ask you this. It's off of topic of this movie, but it deals with another one of his, The Ghostwriter. I just want to know what your thoughts on that was because I had a friend who saw that and he put it in his top 5, I think, for best movies of last year. I just want to know what your thoughts were on it if you saw it.
I didn't see that one.
All right, I might have to see it again because I was like really tired and stuff when I saw it. Like I have a problem watching movies sometimes when because for some reason I get so tired during some of them. I have no idea why. But from what I remember seeing of it, it was pretty good. It like doesn't rank up with his classics. Like Chinatown's probably always going to be my all-time favorite of his.
Yeah,
but
same here.
it was still good. Like Ellen McGregor was really good in it, and Pierce Brosnan I actually liked quite a bit too. I think I just might have to give it a rewatch to like give my final thoughts on it.
Yeah, I heard it was like pretty boring, but I mean, you might give it another shot, and then I still need to see it for the first time. But like an example of me being tired during a really good movie was 12 Angry Men.
Oh, I still have to see that.
Yeah, I saw that in, I think it was my sophomore year in high school. We had to watch it for a class, and I fell asleep in class. But then I decided, well, no, I had to watch it in college, and I loved it the second time.
Yeah, I've only seen one of Sidney Lumet's movies. It was Dog Day Afternoon, which I'll admit that was great.
Oh, yeah, Al Pacino in that movie.
Yeah, otherwise I got some catching up to do on his, especially 12 Angry Men, and I really want to see Network too.
I haven't seen Network, but 12 Angry Men's being released on Criterion.
Oh yeah, like I think you just mentioned that. Never mind, I'll save it for later actually because it's coming up.
All right.
So number 4.
Oh yeah, it's my turn. Number 4 for me is Moneyball.
Yeah, I had that in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill I think will be good in it too, but
Yeah.
I just love baseball movies.
Yeah, I do too. I played baseball for about 10 years or so. Actually, not 10 years or so, but from the age 6 when I played t-ball up to age 14 where I was playing in like those who didn't make it, like the high school teams, like their baseball teams in which I still played rec league. I played for about 8-9 years or so.
Oh yeah, I never played on a team, but I played like pickup games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love baseball movies, and this looks like it'll be a really good one.
Yeah, and the fact that you have Aaron Sorkin as one of the writers too.
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin is just a genius.
Yeah. That guy writes dialogue better than just about anyone in Hollywood. Say, like, if I had to consider anyone for my influences on screenwriting in dialogue form, it would be him and Kevin Smith for me. Like, Kevin Smith just because he references so many things, but he makes them in a great humor.
Right. Yeah, Aaron Sorkin, just his dialogue is just beyond anybody else in the business.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so now, top 5 before, now we're in our top 3, and this is where, this is like, these movies are like front runners for the Oscars already in early awards buzz. Like, actually one of them is, like, the other 2 have yet to release, but my number 3 most anticipated is David Cronenberg's The Dangerous Method.
Yeah.
Now,
like I said in my update, I only saw The Fly from him, so...
Yeah, you got Videodrome on the Criterion collection, though, you said.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I'll admit, like, I have not seen any of his classic body horror movies, which are like one of those examples is Videodrome. He's really departed from that kind of style in his last couple movies. Like, let me say, I love A History of Violence and Eastern Promises, and they boost 2 of Viggo Mortensen's greatest performance. But Cronenberg builds up tension very well. Like Roman Polanski, he builds up the tension really well in his movies.
Yeah, I've bought History of Violence, and I still haven't watched that one either.
Yeah, that was very good. Like, critics loved it, but people were very 50-50 upon it. Just, he builds up great tension in these movies, and I think if I remember correctly, this one though it's based off of true events. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but it's got a phenomenal cast in it. Like it's 3 actors in it mostly, but it's Christoph Waltz. Actually, no, not Christoph Waltz. Michael Fassbender, Viggo Mortensen again, and Keira Knightley, and it's like it's like a love triangle between the three. It looks amazing though.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see this one.
Yeah, like he's the part. Like I said, Cronenberg. Like his movies are a lot different than the ones he's made before, but this one just looks really good. Like it's yeah. If I'm reading up right now, it is actually based on a true event, like true relationships between the 3 characters.
Yeah, that'll make it interesting. But yeah, even though it's his like the types of movies he makes have changed from the trailers, it looks like he still has that same directing kind of atmospheric style. So
Yeah, and even when violence happens in his movies, which I don't think much will in this because it's going to be more like intense between the actors. In his movies, if you have seen any scenes from them, like that guy goes all out with violence sometimes. Like when people die, like in his movies, they don't die normal compared to any others.
I've seen a couple scenes from Videodrome, and yeah, the gore in that movie is crazy.
Yeah, even in I've seen bits of Scanners, and that was people.
Oh yeah.
I have never seen people die like that in any other movie.
It has like that one famous scene.
Yeah, the head explosion.
The head explosion. Yeah, that's the only part I've seen from that movie.
Yeah, same for me.
But my number 3 is for Warhorse, another one of your mentions.
Yeah.
And just the trailer alone, any Spielberg movie, he's my favorite director.
Yeah.
And I just love, like, there's a lot of great directors out there like Kubrick, but the way Spielberg's movies connect with the audience, it's like that basic narrative style, but this movie just looks completely cinematic, and I don't know, it just looks like a beautiful film.
Yeah, it does. I saw the preview for it a while ago. For a while, it was one of my most anticipated for this year, but then all these other Oscar contenders I began to find out about, it really kind of shifted it a lot. But I'm still really looking forward to it. It goes back to his Saving Private Ryan war style a little bit, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna have a great emotional core between the story of friendship between the horse and the boy in it.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be as violent as Saving Private Ryan, but, like, yeah, the relationships, which we already know he's good at with E.T.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it just looks like a great film, and isn't John Williams scoring it?
Yeah, I think his score appeared in the trailer as well, in which,
Yeah,
if that
the
was
score for the
his,
trailer.
that was amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. And my number 2 most anticipated is one from one of my favorite directors who I have watched, I think, all but 2 of his movies ever since I saw one of his that won several Oscars last year. It's David Fincher's American remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
That looks excellent.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I have not read the novels at all. I plan on reading the first one at least sometime, but just the casting and the transformation that Rooney Mara has made from her kind of her, like, naive girl acting, kind of like being the cute girl kind of, she like fully embraced the character already in the set photos and the footage they revealed so far. And when can you go wrong with Trent Reznor as like a music composer? Because not only has he won an Oscar for his first time with The Social Network, but also I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. That guy is a musical genius in my opinion.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how he was going to do on The Social Network, but he really made the atmosphere in that movie with that score. And for this is like the perfect style for that.
Yeah, it is, like, really dark, and he mixes in those electronic beats all the time, but they really convey the dark mood already, too. Like, all along with just that thing that he did of the Immigrant song in the first trailer they put out, that really, like, it kind of conveyed, like, the journey a lot that the movie's gonna take.
Right. I wasn't really sure how Rooney Mara would be in this film, but yeah, from the set photos, like you said, and just the little snippets in the trailer. I like how the trailer really didn't give anything away.
Yeah, like, that's just like The Social Network in the first few trailers, because it was just, like, these small snippets of dialogue and then, like, a montage of all this stuff happening, which you're just curious, like, what led up to that, or how did that happen?
Yeah, it just shows a bunch of Facebook pictures and stuff in the very first trailer.
Yeah, and then for this one, it's just a montage. I don't think any lines of dialogue are spoken in the trailer.
Yeah, there's like no clip is longer than 2 seconds or a
Yeah,
second. All right, well, my number two is another Spielberg film, and it's Tintin.
yeah,
Um, the animation in that movie looks amazing. Like at some points, I thought it was real.
yeah. I kind of did it first too.
Like the scene with the streets and the cars,
Mm-hmm.
that was amazing. And I never read the comics at all, though.
Yeah, there's one thing that I found interesting about the comics. So I found out that the comics, I found out the series is Belgian actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and one thing that has some people upset, like the true fans of it, is that they're casting all these English actors into the most of the parts. But the thing is, when you have Spielberg directing, there's usually nothing that can go wrong, especially for this because the animation looks superb and the cast they got so far is really good too. Like Andy Serkis, who like I am all for anything he's in after seeing Rise of the Planet of the
Oh,
Apes.
I know. You made that movie.
Yeah, but also Nick Frost and Simon Pegg play two detectives in it, I think. And you have Edgar Wright as one of the writers in it too.
Yeah, it seems like the casting, everything about this movie. I think it'll be definitely a front runner for best animated film.
Yeah, there's only one movie I've seen this year that's kind of a lock for that so far. That was Rango.
That was great.
Yeah, otherwise, all the other animated movies that I've either seen or heard of, they don't really rank up with it so far, but I think Tintin could be its rival.
Yeah, I think so too, because this is going to be the first year that Pixar does not take it home in a while.
Yeah, because Cars 2, ugh, man.
That was such a disappointment.
That was a huge disappointment. Alright, so, number one choices, and this one, it took me a while to choose because all these other movies before, you're just wondering which one can top all those, and this premieres at Venice Film Festival on August 31st. I want to see it so badly. It has one of the most amazing casts I've seen, and I'm a huge sucker for espionage movies, and that is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, I forgot about that movie till now.
Yeah,
Would have been on my list.
the cast for that movie is just amazing. Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, Tom Hardy, Mark Strong, Ciarán Hinds. It looks like it could definitely win a couple awards. Like, I'm just hoping it at least gets Gary Oldman a Oscar nomination because that guy is one of the greatest actors of our time who has not been nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't won anything. He's been great. I mean, he's a little, as a person, he's kind of
Different, yeah.
different. Did you see The Apprentice at all?
I don't watch The Apprentice that much, actually.
I just watched this last season for some of the people that were in it. It was pretty crazy.
Here's
But
the
that movie looks like it'll be amazing.
Yeah, it will be. And it's a period piece too. Like it's in the, if I'm get it right, I think it's in this. Yeah, it's set in the 1970s. So that just makes it even better that it's a period piece too.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be one of the best thrillers in years.
Yeah, I just had something in my thought. Oh yeah, the thing why I love Gary Oldman so much is that not only can he play a straight-laced character really well, like Commissioner Gordon in the Batman movies, for instance. Like
Right.
he doesn't like he's very serious in that. But if you see his villain characters, that guy I think is one of the top 10 greatest villain actors. Like Zorg in The Fifth Element, the crazed DEA agent in the Leon the Professional, and there's one more. Oh yeah, he was I remember him playing a pimp for like 10 minutes in True Romance, in which that scene between him and Christian Slater was one of the best I've seen in a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I really like The Fifth Element.
Yeah, that a lot of people say that's one of the most overlooked sci-fi films of all time. I'm all in for that.
I think it is too. I think it'll look really good on Blu-ray from what I've heard.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. I mean, the first issue of it, I think everyone was really disappointed in, but it got re-released.
Yeah.
Alright, my number one was your number two, and it's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
All right, Fincher for the win.
Yep.
Which we kind of like already like dissected into that before, though.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say now about that.
All right, well, you got anything else you want to talk about then?
If you want to talk about movies you were disappointed in this year so far?
Yeah, I got several of those so far because This year, I don't know why. This has been like, since I've seen a lot more movies this year, though, because I've seen well over 50 by now, there have been a ton of movies that have really disappointed me. And I think the ones that have the most, in which I don't know if many people will agree with a lot of these choices that I did say with, but here are my biggest disappointments. I'll like run them down like from highest rating, which is a 2.5, to lowest rating, which is a 1.5. So it goes in this order down. Cowboys and Aliens, 30 minutes or less. Cars 2, Unknown, The Hangover Part 2, Green Lantern, Battle Los Angeles, and Sucker Punch.
Now, I kind of liked Sucker Punch the first time I saw it, and then I rewatched it, and yeah, it was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, the visual effects suckered me in.
Yeah, it did.
And then Hangover Part 2, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That was... I mean, it definitely got some laughs out of me, but overall, big disappointment. Cars 2, Green Lantern. Yeah, those were my disappointments.
All right. I actually think I was going to bring this up at some point, but before we go, here's one more thing I want to run by. Movies releasing this fall or after summer that we could care less about. Like
Shark Night.
Oh yeah, like I was just having a discussion with that earlier on a Facebook group that I'm part of, and he was like asking what are our thoughts on it, and the thing is, if that movie was rated R, I think it could be the Piranha 3D of this year then.
It really could, especially with the title.
Yeah, but if you rate a shark movie PG-13, you're kind of screwed then, because you can't go all out with the style then.
That's true. There's only like 2 exceptions that I can think of. Well, Jaws, because it was a PG, and they got away with quite a lot in that movie.
Yeah. Well, that's before the PG-13 rating existed, though, too.
That's true. It was like one of the reasons for that and Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you saw this, but Soul Surfer from this year,
Oh, yeah.
like they were able to show quite a lot. Like you didn't see like the initial bite, but the aftermath of that was, they got away with a lot for a PG. So I think the PG-13 could work. I think they're a little more lenient on shark movies.
Yeah, sometimes.
But yeah, it's definitely not going to have the gore from Piranha. And I mean, it could be fun. I think they're actually going to try and go a more serious route, which I think that's not good.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. Other ones these are ones I could care all less about that are like going out from like September and on forth, so I'll go in order of like their release dates kind of. Okay, Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star definitely takes the cake as the worst one though. Taylor Lautner in Abduction, that is one.
Yeah.
That looks like one of the biggest. It's a tween-born ripoff, is how I'd call it. That looks so dumb. Okay, Footloose, the remake.
Yeah, did you see the original?
No, I didn't. I have a friend who loves the original so much and saying, like, this is just gonna ruin it completely.
I like it, but this looks like Step Up 4.
I know, like, it's Step Up in the Countryside. I did a podcast with some others in which I titled it that.
Yeah, it's exactly like Step Up.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they decided in the trailer to throw in some of the, like, square dancing or whatever.
Yeah. Alright, other ones, like, I know you said you're looking for, I think you put this as an honorable mention. It was the Thing prequel. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I love the original Thing so much that I just feel it's unnecessary for a prequel. I'm still going to see it because it looks interesting, but what I'm scared about the most is how they're going to do the effects for the creature.
I am too, but they said they're using practical effects.
Yeah, like, that's the only way you can do it because the 80s movie did that too.
Yeah, and the CG I think would look so fake on this.
Yeah. Alright, other ones, we're in October, like, with the ones I just said, and, like, moving on towards November now. The Three Musketeers, which is from Paul W.S. Anderson, the guy who already ruined Resident Evil. And, let me see if I can find any others. Jack and Jill is probably tied with Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star, to be the worst. The one with Adam Sandler and Drag.
What's that new movie? It's another alien movie with Emil Hirsch.
Oh, The Darkest Hour.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
50-50 kind of on it.
I kind of like the concept a little bit, but at the same time, I'm just sick of alien movies.
Yeah, but
the only one I want to see right now as an alien movies is Prometheus next year.
Oh yeah, that's one of my most anticipated for next year right there.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, here's one that some people are kind of mixed on right here, and it's Immortals. I just want to know, what do you think of that?
I think it looks too much like they're trying to copy 300 again.
Yeah, like it has kind of that Clash of the Titans vibe in it, which they have the gods appearing in it.
Yeah.
Just, I have no. I'm gonna go in low for that one. I bet it has a decent cast though. It's got the new Superman in it. You have actually the only recognizable names are him. Oh, there's a Twilight actor in it. That sucks. And then Mickey Rourke's in it though. Like he does good with just about anything he's given.
Yeah, he'd be the guy to save the movie, but I mean, the style looks so much like 300, and then, like you said, Clash of the Titans with the monsters and stuff.
Hmm.
And then what's up with that scene where they're all like flying in the sky? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I mean, it could be awesome. But like, I think out of all the types of movies out there to like get it wrong, it's like those kinds of movies.
yeah. All right, other ones. Well, this is a no-brainer. The Twilight Saga: Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Yeah.
One all right. This one, I didn't appear on my honorable mentions or the top 10. That was Hugo. I don't know what
I want to
Scorsese's
see it
doing.
just for that Scorsese's directing it and Chloe Moretz is in it.
Mm-hmm. Same as me.
But that trailer was probably the most disappointing trailer I've seen.
Yeah, it looks so childish.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know. I mean, it could be good, and then, but they played like 30 Seconds to Mars in it, which I like that band. But
Yeah, it for
I don't
some
know
reason
how
that
well
felt
it's
weird though. Like we know Scorsese when he puts some music in his trailers, it's usually like the Rolling Stones or something like that,
yeah,
and that like kind of fits like an old school vibe to it as well. This it just I don't know. And then
I hope it's good.
yeah, and I have three left of ones I'm not looking forward to at all. New Year's Eve, which is the Valentine's Day spinoff.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's like if you saw Valentine's Day or heard of it, it's basically the same concept, but it's New Year's Eve this time.
Is it from the same director?
Yeah, same director as well.
Huh. So he's just switching dates this time.
Yeah,
That's funny.
and then the final two are this. I'm not looking forward to the Sitter, that one with Jonah Hill. I had a friend who saw that at a test screening I think a few weeks ago, and he said it was really disappointing.
I thought the trailer was alright.
Yeah, David Gordon Green's last movie, Your Highness, was one of the worst I think of this year though.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the last one, which was showed before Spy Kids 4, which kind of showed how bad that movie was going to be if you're showing this preview before it. Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that movie.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'll review it.
Yeah, I think I've been through enough with some of these movies I've already seen, which I've just gone to review, so I'm just going to pass for that.
Yeah, I skipped Spy Kids 4.
Good thing you did.
But what do you think of Paranormal Activity 3?
I skipped the second one because it just looked like a cash grab to me, even though I heard it was decent. This one, at least,
I thought it was decent.
at least with this, they're approaching it with a new style and premise, in which like it's a prequel to the first two. Like that intrigues me about it. At the same time, this franchise is turned into a cash grab since they're doing a trilogy now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
What
Otherwise,
about Don't Be Afraid of the Dark?
Otherwise, I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so thank you all for listening to this. Make sure to tell us below in the comment box of what your most anticipated movies for the rest of this year are. We'll share our thoughts on that, of course. Make sure you're subscribed to both of our channels, my channel, of course, and FilmRecall. Our links are below. So we'll see you guys later.
See ya.